Bro. Hey guys, I don't know how I even forgot to. I don't know how I forgot to go live yesterday. It's actually crazy. But yeah, no, this end of the summer has been pretty crazy. Not even pretty crazy. It's been fun. You know, will I be sad that it's over when it's over? I don't know, cause I mean, I'm. Let me see. Am I mentally prepared to go back to school? Half of my brain is. I don't know. Half my brain is prepared to go back to school. The other half isn't. Like, once I get into it, it's gonna be like, oh, I'm back at school. Cool. Because I think I also end work the same week I start school. Like, I think I end work. If not, I think I end work on like a Saturday because I work on Saturdays. I think I end work on Saturday and then the Monday or when, or nah, hold on. I think it's like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And then, yes, usually when, I think it's like I have work on Saturday and then I have school the following Wednesday. That's about to be crazy. That would be horrible. That would be horrible. The worst thing ever. That will be not even actually. I'm not gonna lie. It's not even gonna be horrible. I know with this next paycheck, I gotta get a bag. I gotta get a backpack because the one that I got now is not gonna do it for anything at all. Actually, it barely did me. Like it barely. I that was carrying like maybe one or two notebooks. I had to sneak to my locker after every period to go grab the next notebook. Hey, but yeah, no. So I gotta get a new bag. That one's really small, and I gotta get a new bag. There was something else I needed. Oh yeah, I need another pair of black sneakers because the last ones that I was wearing for the past 3 years, they broke. I have one pair of black sneakers, but I'm gonna have two. I think I'm gonna have a high rise. I don't know because those are low rise. Like sometimes we're high rise, sometimes we're low rise. I don't really know. I really don't care. Thanks for the sub, by the way. But yeah, no, I really don't care about as long as they're all black. I don't. I really don't care. And then I gotta get. That was all I really have to get. Oh, I gotta get cologne. I haven't had cologne in like 2 years. I got cologne last winter. So when I turned 15, after the year I turned 15, so 2025, 2024. That's crazy. I'm about to be 17 in a few months. Can't believe that. I don't know what I'm about to do. I'm gonna find something to do though because I'd never do nothing for my birthday. I'm gonna start asking for stuff and I'm gonna start doing stuff. Oh, we swearing. I see. Good one. Uh, no, no hi to you. No. Anyway, but yeah, no. Today at work, let me see. There was so much stuff supposed to happen, but like the main boss didn't come in today, so that was already like thing. And then so the one of the newer staff, he was like one of my not employees. Okay, but brother. Okay, cool. Good one. Nice. Anyway, so so it's a program. It's a paid program, right? So I'm not. What do I call them? Employees? We're vigorous youth. Oh, brother, there's more photo, of course. Nice. Anyway, so we're paid. Uh, Potato. Okay, nice. Oh, also, why do all the streamers on at Streamer You go live around the same time? Agent went live a few hours ago. Yana went live. Yana just went live. Rakai just went live, and what is her name? Maya. Wait, let me see. Mari is live right now. They all just went live within the past like 30 minutes. So that's kind of I might just have to like every time I get a notification, just go live. Start going live at 7:30. Um. Yeah. No. Oh yeah, but no. Today, so we went in there, and we were supposed to do one thing, but things got moved around. I guess I really don't know. Nobody really knows because the person who moved it around wasn't here today. Uh, and so we was on Zoom with people that we did the little walk audit and with we just walked around and the walk audit we just walked around our work area. I'm not telling you where that is. We walked around our work area and just did just looked at some of this stuff. Yeah, it should be worked on. Streets, safety, mainly like safety and stuff for the city to pay attention to because it just doesn't make it feel comfortable for everybody. And so we did that and reported it and whatnot, and the stuff's getting fixed and whatnot. And the Zoom meeting was just a recap of what we did. We were supposed to do it a different day because everybody wasn't here, but I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. And then we we took a break. We went. I brought my football. We went to the park down the street, and we threw that around for a little bit. We got there. We got on the field. Uh, you know, we did like maybe three, like three one-on-ones, and then we got kicked off the field. And either way, it was just about time for us to. We didn't think it was worth it to just sit there, and we went like there's two fields. There's like um an actual football field, and then there's like the grassy, lumpy, dirty, disgusting field. And then so we got kicked off the football field, and then they was just like, all right. I mean, we was just like, all right, yeah, no, let's just might as well just head back. No, but we haven't eaten anything. We're all broke. We don't got no money. We didn't eat. We haven't eaten anything. There's food at the office. There's food and snacks at the office. So we was just like, all right, whatever. Might as well. We went, and so we went back to the office, ate, and freshened up. Not freshened up, but got. It was hot outside, so the AC was on and the thing. And we just sat there for a little bit, and then around 11:15, not even 11:15, we got to work at 11. I don't even know, but we went to the library up the street, and they had an event down there, and we was pretty much just there working. Some of us did the table for a little bit. They was giving out free haircuts. They was doing free. Yeah, there was a guy doing free. Like it was like vendors and stuff. Everybody like we had our stuff, but we wasn't working at. Our job there was to help set up and to help take down to help set up and break down our stuff. Yeah, no. So and we missed setup. Setup was at 11 something, but we had other plans at 11. So we got there around 2. I know break was up until 1:20. We got there around 1:40. We got to the library around like 1:40. And then we pretty much just, sat there. We was doing our thing, played around. I feel like we're all pretty. It's really late in the month. I mean, it's really late in the program for us to just now all getting comfortable with each other. But we're all comfortable with each other now. Up until I ain't gonna lie, I can't say all that because there's one person's not here because she's on vacation, and then another person hasn't. He's not here because he was sick yesterday, and today I mean, obviously, if you're sick yesterday, you just don't come in the entire week. But he said he didn't come because he had a dentist appointment. So I don't know about tomorrow. I'm gonna be a little scared because because he really be trying to come in when he's sick too. Like I remember a time when he had called our boss and he was telling her he was like, oh, I'm a. He was like, it was like thing. He was, I forgot what it was. He was just like, oh. I'm feeling a little sick right now, but if I feel better later, I'll come in then. And I'm just, she's just like, no, you can. Obviously, she was more professional, but I'm sitting there in the background, looking at them. I'm like, no, we're not. No, what do you mean come in later? And he came in the next day. But anyway, right? So, yeah, no, we played football. Then we went to the little thing, and we got comfortable with each other and everything. He was making jokes. We got the group chat, and we pretty much just had fun today. We had fun today and whatnot. Just a whole bunch of stuff. Today was a really good day. Yesterday we went to the beach and everything. Every today and yesterday was fun. Tomorrow is gonna be raining, but I got Nicole. Oh, whoa, names I forgot. That's crazy. I ain't gonna lie. Nobody knows these people. Actually, no, Nicole might be known. I'm not gonna lie. Anyway, I have the kid who was sick, or the guy who was sick. He's 18 years old. He's not a kid. Okay, so I gotta do the farm stand tomorrow, so I gotta be at the office at 12. Also, we're planning a picnic in downtown around no, I think next Tuesday. That's if we get paid by then. If not by then, if we don't get paid by next Tuesday, even if we get paid on that Tuesday, because I'm not gonna say anything until I get paid, until my mom, until I get paid, because if we don't get paid before then, I mean, if we don't get paid, yeah, if we don't get paid by then I just told her, and I'm like, and she's gonna ask, and it's gonna, it's gonna be canceled. If we get paid on that day, obviously I'll ask her on that day. I don't understand. Oh, there should be two checks coming in this, not even this month. Like, there should be a few checks coming in this month, but there should be checks coming in. There should be two checks coming in by next week. Some people got it yesterday, most of us didn't get it, and so we emailed. Our boss sent out an email today. His, no, our boss sent out an email today. Some of the other people that is also getting paid by the same program they was also supposed to get paid last Friday, and they didn't, and they are getting it tomorrow, or they're supposed to be getting it tomorrow. I don't know. They're supposed to be getting it tomorrow, and so if they get it tomorrow, we should also be getting it tomorrow. But if they don't get it tomorrow, then it should be fine. Or not even fine, because I really do need my money. And the taxes on the thing is crazy, because my cousin, he got his check. It was like $100.50 tax. We supposed to be getting a 700. I don't get taxed from. Did I get taxed? I didn't get taxed when I was 14. I didn't get taxed from my job is a $150 stipend. I get my entire 150. Imagine getting 150 and then them taking 150. Not even that. They gonna take like maybe 20. Not even. They'll probably take like $10. They'll probably take like $2. I ain't gonna lie. They'll probably take like $5, $10 if we was getting taxed on these stipends thing. But nah. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm not feeling like turning on that PlayStation and watching the Bob. Ooh, man, you see the Bob is always, man. That's debatable. That's questionable right now. I don't know. I really you can't go wrong with watching SpongeBob on a night. But I just also, oh no, I'm supposed to be doing my schoolwork and studying. Cause I'm trying to get my permit before. I'm aiming for before September. It would be great if I could get it before school starts. But school starts on the 22nd of August or something like that. School starts um before September. I forgot my goal at the beginning of summer was to get it before the end of the year. I don't know how I switched. I don't know why I switched to the beginning of summer, but I can do it. I just gotta take my test like in 2 weeks. Yeah, I plan to take my test in like 2-3 weeks. And after I get my permit, it's pretty much, pretty much good after that. I should probably go get my mass ID. I don't see the point of having my mass ID. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, no. Oh yeah, I don't know where we gonna go for the end of the summer. We were supposed to go to Six Flags, but they're like, oh, I don't know how we about to get there. Cause we don't got nothing. We don't got no transportation. We could get a van, but that's still a work in progress. Or it's not a work in progress. It's gonna be a work in progress if that's you know. But and then they talking about going to some indoor spot. They're talking about going to some indoor arcade something. I'm not trying to go to no arcade unless it's on a rainy day. Not even on a rainy day am I trying to go to an arcade. Actually, nah, cause then they gonna bring us like Boston Bowling Arcade. Nah, you gotta bring me Dave and Buster. I've been to Dave and Buster's so many times. I pretty much know exactly where I'm about to go, what I'm about to do. Like this is there's only three corners where I'll actually there's actually hold on. There's only three corners where I'll be. It's either the corner where the basketball and stuff is, the corner all the way to the left of the basketball and stuff, or the corner all the way where the where is it? We're over there by the elevator. Like, bro, there's nothing to do within in the middle of that besides a little ping pong thing, the air pong or whatever, the air hockey. Air hockey is really fun though. That is like we did every time there's air hockey in our vicinity. With my school group, it's just straight tournaments. Like that's once my group gets over there, it's raps. I'm playing. Once I get over there, it's raps for anybody because there is no way I'm just sitting here. It's bing, bing, bing. I got strats too. They don't know nothing about the strats. They still don't learn nothing about the strats. Last time I told somebody about a method, they blew it up. The entire class knew about the method, and it low key got me upset because now it wasn't even like it was okay. So it was in our ELA class on Blook It, right? And so I was like, I think it was either the short, no, it was the longest one is the right answer. And so instead of actually reading the thing, it was, we just clicked the longest. I just clicked the longest one, longest one, longest one, longest one, longest one. And I always got it right. And I'm like, bet. Because Book It, it's not even like, oh, you could get the answer wrong. Then you could also, like, be not condemned, be punished for getting the answer right. So it wasn't even that. It was like, it was based off of pretty much pure luck. But I found the answer. So my chances of actually like winning were just a little bit higher. And so I did that, and then I told one person, I told two people, no, I told three people. I told one person directly, but two people. I told so I'm sitting here. There's somebody sitting here. I was talking to the person who's sitting over there, and then I also his friend was able to hear me too, or not his friend, our friend. The person who was sitting next to him was able to hear me. So I was talking to there's somebody in the middle of us. She heard, and then also he told because he heard the guy sitting next to the guy that I told heard. So us for so I was just fine with us for knowing. And then all I know is like three Blookets later, everybody knows the method. All I hear is across the room. Oh wait, hold on, methods. Them asking us if the method works. Yo, does method work? Method work? Method works. Method works. Yeah, method works. So I'm just sitting here. I'm like, bro, now my chances of winning are just as good as anybody else's again. And I never won after that too. Like like it turned to a whole thing where we was sure that our teachers knew what was going on and like was picking Blookets that we couldn't do that because these were easy Blookets too. It was just like certain stuff didn't make sense, and it like stuff like trick questions and stuff. So we was just bam 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 instead of guessing because we wasn't learning anything from the Blookets either way. It was Blookets was just specifically our teacher put on Blookets specifically because our class was very competitive. which is actually really fun. Our class is just very competitive. My class is just pretty like competitive. Our friends get, the friend groups get together and it's raps. The girls versus it's like a group of like three girls versus a group that I'm in. I'm pretty much in. I don't really know. It's like I'm semi in the friend group. I don't got nothing like, I can't say nothing to the girl to the opposing girls. I mean, I can, but I choose not to because one of the girls she did not like me in what at all in 8th grade. And then in ninth grade, actually no, in ninth grade we was chill. 10th grade, ninth grade, 10th grade we was chill. We argued, but like playfully, not even playfully, like not even like, oh haha, all right, see you later type stuff. It was just like, oh, like I said she said something. I'm like, actually, you're wrong, and it was like argument. We actually like it was like a pretty much decent argument. Like if the teacher got involved, we're friends, but otherwise, we're just like, we're genuine, like we're arguing, but it's not like it's not a heated argument. I'm like, actually, you're wrong. You're like, how you gonna tell me I'm wrong and this and that? And I'm like, because this and this and that. We all know this. And he was like, and I'm like, oh, it's common sense. He was like, oh, you gonna talk about common sense this, but you ain't gonna do that. I'm like, yeah, all right, but all right, we gonna do this, and then this and this and that. And he was like, yeah, all right, whatever. Just focus on your work and leave me alone. I'm like, all right, I guess, bro. I'm trying to help you. You be like, I don't care. Just focus on your work. I'm like, all right, bro. Whatever, bro. Like, dang. And it's just stuff like that, like nothing, like and then I'll still, she'll still ask me for help. I'll still help her. I'm never asking anybody else for help like that. And then we got SATs and stuff, bro. This year really matters too. I gotta not even lock in. Actually, yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm a lock in with everything. Everything is locked in. I'm getting honor roll. I don't know what sport I'm doing. I'm a little scared to do baseball, but yeah, I'm kind of scared to do baseball. I don't feel like I should do baseball. I'm you know I don't feel like I should do baseball. I'm not doing football because that's not going to do me good. Um, like just health wise and not only health wise, just health wise and what's it called? Yeah, no, health wise and oh yeah, right, because I can't get to my I can't get to practice every day after work. I mean after school because practice is practice is about 3 buses away. 3 buses and a 15-minute walk away. All of that with buses that run. One of the buses, like the first bus that I get on, it runs every like 15 minutes. The second bus I need to get on runs every like 40 minutes. And then the next bus I get on runs every like 15-20 minutes, but then there's also traffic in between that time. So I have an hour to get from point A to point B, and then walk from point B to point C. And all I'm gonna say is by the time I get to point B, it's gonna already have been like an hour, and then I'm 15 minutes late, and I gotta do extra stuff, and I'm missing practice and whatnot. And then I gotta take that back. I gotta take the hour back home. That's every day. And then I got homework to do up until 12 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. So I'm not doing football. Basketball is a lost cause. I'm not gonna lie. If I do try out for basketball, it's simply just to get back in shape. I don't plan on trying out for basketball. I'm not doing soccer at all, no, because my soccer team just sweats. You know. Also, Denver don't play soccer, like, you know. Soccer team is sweats, full of sweats and tryhards. I can kick a ball. That's all I can do. I can kick a ball and I can be goalie. But you know, I'm not crossing nobody up. I'm not hitting no Mbappe. I'm not hitting nothing. I'm not hitting no Neymar. And let me see what else. I've just washed my hair. I'm trying to see if there's. I'm trying to see if it's still crusty and snowing. Ow. Like, I can't see it. Hold on. You don't see it? I can't see it. Oh, wait, I can see it on my body. Hold on. It is. Like, not barely. It's like, not to the point where, like, you know, it's like I didn't wash my hair, basically. I'm not gonna lie. Right? My arms. I don't know, but my arms feel so heavy today. But yeah, no, I'm actually gonna get off of here and go back to doing what I was doing, or I was blowing my drum right here. But I'm gonna get off of here and get to the work I need to do. I also gotta do my timesheets. You have any snacks? No, we don't have any snacks. It's crazy too. I found exactly where they keep the snacks in the office too. Sugar and water actually tastes like juice, you know, just without actual flavor. You know, it's just like you know how something tastes sweet, like your tongue feels the sweetness. That's how it feels. That's how sugar water feels. You know, it tastes like water. It's just your tongue tastes sweetness, which is good. I like that. All right, it's all right. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, no, I'm gonna get off here now, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Deuces.